And so then, come to find out, Tyler finds out. Listen here, okay? Let me drink my tea here. Let me drink it. Let me. Come to find out, Tyler finds out that the pastor of this church, had been messing with two, not one, but two women in his current congregation. Okay, two people in his current congregation, and she's like, "Wait a minute, you got me messed up," And so she said, "You got me messed up." So she was getting ready to call off the engagement. Now, that will look terrible, you think? You've already introduced her to your church.
Easter Sunday weekend, you came to fellowship at Missionary Baptist Church, and you got out in 90 minutes. So let me use my last 5. Hold up. Buckle up. Let me use my last 5 because I got some good news to share. Just like Jonah, I know what it's like to be spewed out of the belly of the beast. And every now and then we believe we testify about the amazing things God does to resurrect our joy, our peace, and our happiness. And so I'm excited on this Easter Sunday, y'all, to introduce my fiance to fellowship. I praise God for what God has done in my life. She gonna hate me for this. Come on up, baby. Y'all help me welcome Tyler to Minneapolis. And it gets better. My bonus son, Hayes, is here with us, too. Thank you. Y'all know this amazing woman has changed and transformed my life, and I love her for being willing to come here to Minneapolis. I love y'all for praying for me. I'm gonna tell you, I was struggling in summer 2020. God sent me miles away from all of my family and my friends. But God's been so gracious to send somebody to partner with me. And so thank you all for praying for me. Thank you. During sabbatical, I heard God say clearly, I take ministry seriously. I've given my all to this. And I heard God say, you have served me well, son. I give you permission to experience the gift of family.
And now you're about to call up the engagement. Like, come on. And so he's, now becomes this shining knight in armor. He is, ready to do the necessary things to try to keep this intact. So she had listed some things that he had to do and to show in order to keep the engagement on.
That is beyond me. But go ahead.
One of the things that he had to do was to let go of I think you were right. It was the secretary.
Somehow the secretary was involved. I don't know, directly or indirectly.
Yeah, so one of the secretary, I don't know if it was the mom of the secretary.
Somebody.
Okay. And so he did that. He let her go. Okay. And so she was like, okay, you seem like you're very remorseful about what you did, what you've been doing all this time. I'm going to continue to keep the engagement on, and we're going to go get married. All right. So fast forward, they get married in October of 2025. And unfortunately,
you're like, you know what? I need you to be honest with me. Are you messing with anybody? And he tells you that he's been involved with a woman for the past month. Not any woman, but one of the 2 women that he was involved with in the beginning of your relationship.
the man wasn't faithful.
Was he messing back with one of the people that he said he wasn't messing with?
He was messing back with one of the people that he was messing with.
See.
And the thing about it is, I think Tyler was willing to try to make it work.
But
And so they got in an argument about a napkin. Okay, now when you know you get
Get out my face.
when you
Girl,
get
from this table over there.
listen when you
know
can
I
have
like
a
a
conversation
napkin.
when you get to arguing about a napkin to where you walk out the door, you don't come back until Monday. That's a little fishy.
Yeah.
That's a little fishy. So come to find out, he leaves. She hasn't seen him. He come and then she gets to knock at the door. Get knocked out the door.
Get up because you are naked on the couch trying to fold laundry because the only clothes that fit are the clothes that you are washing because you're pregnant. Find something, you throw it on, you go to the door. It is a woman there. She asks, "Are you Tyler?" You say yes. She hands you a paper and says, "You've been served." I open the paper and it's divorce papers.
And she's served divorce papers. Served divorce papers. And she's just like, wait a minute. Like, this what we doing here? And then, of course, like they all do, he goes to the church and has to explain.
And this is his rebuttal.
This is what he does to explain, why this ain't working. I mean, y'all was married for 2 months. 2.
So many reasons to give God praise. So many doors he's opened, so many ways he's made. He didn't have to let us live, but I'm glad to be in the service one more time. Are you grateful for life, health, and strength today? I want to say that I, like any other person with a biblical name, I can't help but to resonate with the story of the personality that I'm named for. I have a gravitational pull that keeps on drawing me back to the story of the prophet Elijah. And I'm drawn, Deacon Corey, not just to the high moments of success that he experiences, but I am drawn sometimes to the low moment that Elijah experienced in 1 Kings chapter 19. I would say that similar to the biblical Elijah, many of us today are wrestling with some heavy emotions. For some in our church, we experienced a whole lot this week, and it's left our community wondering and questioning, what does the future look like? And a lot of people are hurting. And if I can be honest, your pastor is hurting. I can be honest and say I've cried a whole lot these last 3 months. And there have been some moments where I ask God, why? As I prepare to take this brief leave of absence, I do also today want to offer a wholehearted apology to this church family. And so from the bottom of my heart, I'm deeply sorry that because none of you should have had to experience hurt like this on the week of Christmas. I hate that a private matter became public. However, I will stand here today and boldly stand by my decision to dissolve my marriage so that I can be physically safe and mentally whole. And through all the noise, I want you to know I'm grateful to be alive.
But you said that God said.
And see, that plan, go back to that's that plan we be talking about. Like, you can't say stuff like that.
You said that God said.
God is not the author of confusion.
He's not the author of confusion.
But like I said before, when we talked about it a little bit before, we're not going to blame Pastor by himself. Because let me tell you something. Women, men too, we have a tendency to want to paint red flags green. And when somebody show you who they are, you better believe them the first time.
Yes, I agree.
Because when you ain't gonna roll up on me as the pastor,
I'm the pastor of the Baptist church.
And now you gonna tell me that the Lord told you something, and then you turn around and do some foolishness like that. That's the first indicator that you're playing. You should have gathered your items,
gather your things,
and get on about your business.
Yeah.
No, we can't blame
save you and your baby some heartache. But I forgot to tell you. That they went to I think Spain or something like that. They went out of the country for their honeymoon.
Uh-huh.
First night, she get pregnant. So now she's pregnant with child, and what she said, which was very heartbreaking, which I can sympathize with her. I can't empathize with her because I don't know what that feels like. But I sympathize with her because she was saying that, when she found out that she was pregnant and knowing what this man had did to her, she was like, I hope I don't have a difficult time trying to bond with the child because of the hurt that her father has put on her. And I'm hoping that she does not, take her anger or her bitterness or whatever the case may be out on the baby, because the baby didn't have nothing to do with it at all. He is fully responsible for what he's did, and I hope that he takes accountability, and I hope that there is proper church discipline. And from my understanding, from what she said, that even when she went to the elders in reference to this situation, they did zilch nothing.
So we're going to get to church discipline, but I'm going to say this before we move on to church discipline. Number one, we have got to stop painting red flags green. When somebody shows you who they are, you believe them the first time and move on about your business. Because now what has happened is we have drug another innocent child into this foolishness and a bunch of mess that people have to deal with. And that's
Another
what I'm talking
broken
about.
home.
You just can't be doing all. When God wants something for you, sometimes you have to wait your turn.
Yeah.
And because out of desperation, we think we know best and we don't know what we're talking about. And we go do stupid stuff like this right here. And now you got a whole baby that you having a issue bonding with,
right?
Because you heart broke because you fooling with somebody who told you from the beginning that they were not serious. They didn't tell you, they showed you from the beginning that they were not serious.
That's true.
And I think we have to be accountable for stuff like that. Don't give him any slack, because you sit up here acting like you a shepherd of the people. You're gonna pay for that. You're gonna be accountable for that.
You definitely are. I hope he repents.
Yeah, today.
What should happen, I don't know what should happen is that, I am all for reconciliation. Don't know if she's open to that, but but I just think that's terrible. And the sad thing about it is that this is a very common thread.
But I'm more than anything, I feel sorry for both children, because you brung an innocent young man that you are to be an example for into a situation. You don't know how that's going to affect him in the long run. It's just so much that you have to think about when you do stuff like that.
Right.
And my thing is, for me personally, I'm praying for both parties, because you don't want things to continue on the way that they are, and more importantly, church discipline.
Right.
I pray that they are following proper church discipline when it comes to this foolishness, because he shouldn't be up there talking to anybody about anything with all this right here going on.
Right.
You don't need to be preaching about nothing. With all of this going on, there needs to be some proper discipline. Serious business now.
I agree. I definitely 100% agree that there should be and need to be church discipline. But like I said, this is a very common thing in the church.
And you say common thing as far as like this type of foolishness right here, when it comes to the men and women in the church, or just the lack of discipline?
Oh, actually both. I think, there was another story about a girl who had a very similar situation. She didn't get pregnant, but he was messing with people at his church. Even to the point where he felt like he had to step down and take a sabbatical because of the woman that he had been kind of emotionally entangled with, was like pursuing him, calling him, checking up on him, and he could not detach himself from that whole ordeal when you're married to this woman.
That's
and so she ended up explaining and telling him, how she felt. And, after she really just pours her heart and lays it out on the table.
Pours her heart.
He tells her, I just want to preach again.
That's what he was response was.
Yeah, I just want to preach again.
These people were out of control.
And then told her that, the Lord told him that he had to pick ministry or his marriage. I'm like, he didn't say that. God did not tell you that.
They be lying on God on the button.
He did not tell you that.
They don't have no. People will say that with no issues.
He did not say that to you. He did not tell you to pick marriage or ministry. Like, huh? But
he didn't say it.
no, and I think that whole ordeal can damage people and damage just situations because people will believe that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And will act upon the very thing that you said that God told you because you apparently got some
Because you got some type of
special relationship.
and God told you directly.
Right. So
You got him on the main line.
got him on the main line, and we can't get him on the main line, so we got to come to you to understand what he's
You
talking
got a
about.
G phone,
You know.
God phone.
We
We got iPhones.
got the G phone.
Yeah. Okay.
You got the connect to connect.
Mister.
God is life. You see, this life ain't never been mine. Crucified my flesh, now I'm trying to